How many times have you looked back on a moment, perhaps just 5 minutes after it happened, and wished with every fiber of your being that you could take it back? You sent that angry text message. You shouted those hurtful words at someone you love. You slammed the door. You let the traffic, the rude comment, or the unexpected email hijack your entire nervous system. And what was the result? Did the reaction solve the problem? Or did it simply multiply the suffering? We often think of reacting as a sign of strength, a way to defend ourselves. But in reality, immediate emotional reaction is the ultimate weakness. Think about the consequences. Biologically, your body is flooded with cortisol, poisoning your own blood with stress. Psychologically, you hand over the keys to your happiness to someone else. If a stranger on the street can make you angry simply by frowning, then you are not a master of your life. You are their slave. The cost of reaction is immense. It destroys careers in a single outburst. It fractures relationships that took years to build. It keeps you awake at 3 a.m., replaying scenes in your head, trapped in a cycle of shame and regret. When we live in a state of constant reaction, we are like a leaf in a hurricane, blown violently by every wind of circumstance, with no roots, no stability, and no peace. But is there another way? Is it possible to stand in the middle of the fire and not burn? Is it possible to face disrespect, chaos, and pressure without losing your center? Today, we will explore the art of not reacting. We will combine the ancient discipline of Stoicism, the psychological insights of Buddhism, and the fluid wisdom of Taoism to give you a concrete toolkit. This is not about suppressing your emotions. It is about reclaiming your power. Let us begin. To solve the problem, we must first understand the mechanism. Why do we react so quickly? It is a survival instinct. When your ancestors faced a tiger, they didn't have time to think. They had to react, fight or flight. Today, there are no tigers, but your brain treats a rude email, a sarcastic comment, or a traffic jam as a threat to your survival. The moment a trigger occurs, your emotional brain, the amygdala, hijacks your rational brain. You literally lose the ability to think clearly. You become a puppet. Imagine invisible strings attached to your limbs. The world pulls a string. You dance. Your boss pulls a string. You worry. Your partner pulls a string. You yell. As long as you are reactive, you're living a life designed by everyone else except you. The goal of this video is to cut those strings. The first step to freedom comes from the Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, Viktor Frankl. Despite enduring the unimaginable horrors of concentration camps, he discovered a profound truth. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. A reaction occurs when that space is collapsed. Trigger to action. No gap. The art of not reacting is simply the art of widening that gap. The Stoics refer to this as the citadel, the inner fortress. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock against which the waves crash continuously. It stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." Notice the imagery. The rock does not fight the water. It does not get angry at the water. It simply is. It remains consistent regardless of the external chaos. This is the state we are aiming for. Not passivity, but unshakable stability. How do we widen the gap? We need new ways to see the world. We need to upgrade our mental software. First, the Buddhist insight of the second arrow. The Buddha taught that in life, we will inevitably be hit by the first arrow. This is a painful event. The insult, the loss, the accident. We cannot control this. But when we react with anger, blame, and obsession, we shoot ourselves with a second arrow. The first arrow is destiny. The second arrow is a choice. Most of our suffering comes from the second arrow, the one we inflict on ourselves through our reaction. Second, the Taoist story of the empty boat. Imagine you're rowing a boat on a foggy lake. Suddenly, another boat crashes into you. You scream in anger. Watch where you are going. But then you look closely and see the boat is empty. It was just drifting with the current. Instantly, your anger vanishes. You can't be mad at an empty boat. Here's the secret. Everyone is an empty boat. The person who insulted you is driven by their own trauma, their own bad day, their own conditioning. They are drifting unconsciously. When you realize they are an empty boat, you stop taking it personally. You stop reacting, and you start navigating. Philosophy is useless if it doesn't change how you act on a Monday morning. So, let's get practical. Here's a step-by-step toolkit to stop reacting and start responding. Tool number 1, the physiological pause, the 3-second rule. When you feel the heat rise in your chest, that is the signal. Do not speak. Do not type. Do not move. Force a pause. Take one deep breath in and a long breath out. This simple act signals your nervous system that you are not under attack. It brings your rational brain back online. Rule: if the emotion is high, intelligence is low. Wait for the intelligence to return. Tool number 2, the reporter technique, Stoic objectivity. When a negative event happens, strip away the adjectives. Describe it like a reporter. Instead of saying, "He insultingly attacked me and humiliated me in the meeting." This is a story filled with emotion. Say, "He raised his voice and used critical words regarding my project." This is a fact. Reaction feeds on stories. It dies in the face of cold facts. Strip the event down to its bare bones. Tool number 3, the compassionate inquiry, the empty boat. When someone triggers you, instead of getting defensive, get curious. Ask yourself one question. What pain must this person be carrying to behave this way? Happy, secure people do not attack others. Only people who are suffering inflict suffering. When you see their behavior as a symptom of their pain, not a reflection of your worth, you become bulletproof. You move from anger to pity or even compassion. Tool number 4, the power of silence. We often react because we feel the need to win or to have the last word. But in the game of peace, silence is the ultimate power move. When someone tries to provoke you and you respond with a calm silence and a steady gaze, you are reflecting their chaos back to them. You are refusing to catch the ball they threw. Silence speaks louder than any argument. It says, "I am in control here. You cannot disturb me." The art of not reacting is not about becoming a robot. It is about becoming a master. It is about preserving your energy for the things that truly matter, your goals, your peace, your loved ones, instead of wasting it on every distraction that comes your way. Imagine a life where you're no longer afraid of what people say, because you know they cannot touch your inner citadel. Imagine a life where you make decisions based on wisdom, not temporary emotions. This is a practice. You will fail. You will react. That is okay. But each time you catch yourself, each time you widen that gap just a little bit more, you are reclaiming your freedom. Don't let the world pull your strings today. Cut them and walk your own path. Thank you for spending this time with Daily Wisdom Light. If this video gave you a tool to handle your day with more grace, please like and subscribe. Share in the comments below. What is the one thing that triggers you the most, and how will you use the gap to handle it next time? May you find the strength to pause and the wisdom to respond. Thank you for watching.